trying to make fetch happen. It isn't going to happen. Regina George tells her friend Gretchen in the movie Mean Girls to stop using this stupid new phrase that she's invented. The irony is, fetch did happen, and not in the movie, in real life. I heard someone say the other day, that's so fetch. That is life imitating art, my friends. Regina's reaction to this word is a typical reaction we have to new words and change. We resist them. I still refuse to say totes amaze. And that's what I want to talk about tonight. The creation of new words, the manner in which words change their meaning over time, and how we react to this. So let's first start with creation. The creation of new words. Central to this concept is the idea of metaphor. Now, metaphor literally means the transfer of meaning from one object to another. And how that relates to words is best illustrated through an example. So let's use the ancient Greek word discus as an example. Classic etymology. Discus actually derives its meaning from the Greek word diskein, which means to throw. So you can see that the action has given rise to the name of the object. Subsequently, discus gave its name to disc, which is not so surprising, a flat round object giving its name to another flat round object. But then something interesting happens in the 15th century in English. We get dish for the roundness of the dish, whence we get dish, not the object, but the food contained therein. Words come to life through these associative processes, these metaphors. We are able to understand the manner in which objects relate across many dimensions, some of them metaphorical. And that has enabled this proliferation of words and meaning over time. So that's a little insight into how words are created. What about how the meaning of words change over time and how we react to that, both as a society and individually? Let's use another example. Let's take the word fine. Now, fine has the meaning of something of superior quality, such as a fine lady or fine lace or a fine brooch. But when I hear it being used these days, it often sounds really passive-aggressive. It's like a bit of a conversation ender. You're chatting to someone, they say fine, it's like, okay. So I did a little test. I went to dictionary.com and I looked up the dictionary to see if we could find this meaning, this passive-aggressive meaning of fine. 20 definitions, none corresponded to that. So then I went to Urban Dictionary, the online collaborative dictionary. And the first definition was obviously about a good-looking person. Juan is a fine-looking man. Now, just quietly, I think that Juan contributed that definition himself. The second definition, however, was spot on, and I'm going to quote you verbatim. Fine, fuck off and die. Now, used when a girl wants to end a conversation. Now, you can debate the manner in which that definition was written. It's not perhaps as elegant as it could be. You cannot deny the substance. It's spot on. And when we say fine these days, we typically mean something along these lines. Dictionaries have traditionally been very slow to react to change. It's really hard to keep up with a living language. You can only imagine how hard it was when dictionaries were all still in print edition. But these days we have this real-time, user-generated reflection of the way we speak. And so as a society, we're probably reacting more quickly than we ever have to change. But what about us as individuals? How do we react to change personally? Well, our first reaction to change can often be one of resistance. Like Regina George, we just want "that's so fetch" to go away. But this constant process of innovation of new words and change in meaning of existing words is the very essence of what a living language is. And indeed, a language that has ceased to change can accurately be described as a dead language. It's an evolutionary process. To paraphrase Darwin, the languages that adapt are the ones that survive. So we can resist change if we want, but ultimately we're better off embracing it because fetch did happen, and that's totes amaze.